But yeah, so we'll get going. My name is Macy. I am a program coordinator with Junior Jazz. I am over the 7th through 12th grade boys, and we've got Keaton here as well. Keaton, do you want to intro yourself?
Yeah, I'm Keaton. I do special events for the city and rec programs, and I'm doing kindergarten, third and fourth, all the girls' leagues, and then fifth and sixth boys Saturday. So
Nice. And then we have one other coordinator who's unable to make it. He's having some surgery, but he is over the rest. So in the meantime, we can answer your questions. We're going to do our little spiel. We have the free version of Zoom, so this is guaranteed to be speedy. And we will go ahead and type your questions into the chat. If me or Keaton can answer them as we're going, we can do that. And if not, we will answer the rest of them at the end. So we'll have a little Q&A at the end. So yeah, to get going, if you haven't done your background check yet, please refer to the link that we emailed you that was also in this, the link to this Zoom meeting. There's one for new coaches and one for returning coaches. So please do that. We are going to email out your coaches packets digitally tomorrow morning. Give us some time because we have to send an individual email to each of you, and there are quite a few of you. But we will email out like your roster, your schedule, the rules, the COVID information, et cetera, et cetera. So you will get all of that tomorrow. If you had the wrong email emailed to you and you got this link from someone else, please email us and we can get that changed. Okay, let's see. So just to kind of go over, so you're gonna get all that stuff tomorrow. We are having practices start next week, so the week of the 7th in December. You're gonna have on your scheduled practice times, you'll have you and one other team on the same court. So you'll get half a court for your scheduled practice times, and it'll just be on the same day as your league normally is. So if you're, 7th and 8th grade Wednesdays, then your practice times will be in that, and you'll have that'll be on your schedule. We're gonna have practices for the first 2 weeks and then take a break for the holidays, and then we will start with games on the week of January 4th. And then after that, additional practice times you can sign up for online starting on December 16th. But those additional practice times will be available on Mondays and Fridays as they're available. And you'll just see on there the schedule of when you can sign up for practices and or call in, but that's starting December 16th. Let's see. COVID guidelines, you will get the full-blown COVID guidelines and procedures from Sandy Rec for Junior Jazz. This is a combination of us looking at what our department has, what the school district wants from us, and following the governor's guidelines as best as we can. And so just to hit on some highlights in this meeting so you can make people on your team aware, every participant will also be emailed this. But if you already know people on your team, just give them a heads up. Only one parent per player in the gym for each game. We are very limited on space because of school district guidelines. For how many people we can have in each gym. So even if you're the coach and you are a parent of the child, you count as that parent for the child. We cannot have an additional parent come into the gym. At the door, we will have verbal symptom checks and a temperature check for every individual who enters the gym. This is going to create quite a bottleneck, and so please don't arrive more than 15 minutes before your game. We've staggered when the gyms are starting on the schedules so that we can alleviate that bottleneck a little bit. And yeah, and we'll have a counter as well because we're only allowed so many people in the gym. Masks are required except when you're playing. So players on the bench, coaches have to wear masks, site supervisors, refs, and players who are actively playing on the court do not have to wear a mask. Everyone else has to wear a mask. And if people aren't masking up, there will be a warning given, and if people continue to not mask up, then the game will be canceled and not made up at all. And yeah, spectators will be 6 feet apart, and we'll set up the chairs that way, things like that. Keaton, any more COVID things that I missed? I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, a couple. So like the symptom checks we're going to be doing for the games, coaches should do those at practices as well. Verbal ones, you might not have a thermometer there to take temps, but do verbal checks. I think kids nowadays, or the parents, should be wise enough, if their kids aren't feeling well, they shouldn't be going there anyway. But still, we ask that you do that before. The practice balls should be disinfected before each practice. And then let's see, new this year, obviously with COVID, no touch rule. So we're asking to refrain from high fives, handshakes. After the game, no high five lines, just a simple, wave, good game, thanks for playing, guys. That's something that's worked good at our summer programs. So it should work just as good with our winter programs as well. Another thing you'll get is an exposure, kind of a flow chart. A lot of this you've seen probably from the county. Like Macy said, we've taken this from the county, the school district. It's a combined guideline that we're going to be going off of. So you'll get all this information. It's stuff that we've been fed for the past, however long this stuff's been going on. So it won't be stuff unfamiliar to you. So just make sure when you get it to read over it, just familiarize yourself with what we're doing specifically, but it shouldn't be anything out of the blue for you. So yeah, that's it with the COVID.
One more thing with COVID, if you know that people have to quarantine for whatever reason on your team, if you let us know, that helps us be able to find another game for the team that you were going to play and things like that. So keep us in the loop so we can know what's going on with that.
Hey, Macy, I just saw a question in the chat from Kim Batch.
Okay.
My husband is the head coach and I'm the assistant. Are you saying he has to find a new assistant coach?
No. Coaches, we have one assistant and one coach. Both of you come to the gym. You're good.
Let's see. I think there's a couple more, but it'd be easy just to answer these chats as we go.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and keep talking, and then I'll answer them in the chat.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so I'm going to go on. So we're in search of referees and scorekeepers. So in the past, we've asked parents or volunteers to do scorekeeping for us and the time, but this year we're going to have people there that we've hired to do it. So we need scorekeepers and refs. So if you know anybody, we start hiring at 14. So if you know anyone that wants to do that, they can just go to our website under job openings, and you can apply for a referee and scorekeeper. They're both under scorekeeper, so there won't be a separate one, right, Macy? Did I say that right? They're both under the
site supervisor.
Site supervisor, that's right. So you'll just apply under there. And yeah, like I said, we start at 14. So if you have kids, you know.
Start at 11 for the site supervisor. Sorry, I think I told you wrong earlier.
Oh, it's 11. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if you have anyone you know, that'd be awesome. We'll take all the help we can get. So just throwing that out there. Let's see. Macy talked about rosters and schedules. They'll be thrown out to you guys tomorrow, uniform and mask distribution. So we're giving masks as from the Jazz this year. So they're reversible. One side's, I think, yellow, the other blue, the Jazz colors. So you'll get those with your uniforms, and they will be handed out at one of your practices. So just based on when we get them and inventory them and get them all put together, you should get them at one of your practices for sure. So we're just not sure if it'll be the first or second, but if things work out, you'll definitely get one at your practices. So keep an eye out for those. The rules for each league are not very different, but they are different. So we won't go through each rule one by one, but you will get emailed your rules tomorrow as well. So just make sure you look over those, know what's going on, you know, look at the technical fouls, how we go with those, how long each quarter is, you know, just the highlights like that. These rules will be at the courts each week. So if you do have questions, ask the site supervisor or the refs. They're happy to help. So don't feel like you need to memorize them and have them ready to go for each game. Let's see. The job description for the coach, just kind of what we expect from coaches. Sorry, let me find it. So I'll read through this one just word by word, just so we can get on the same page. So all coaches are required to have a background check. We talked about that. All the information is confidential. Number 2, coaches have the option to set up practices for their team with the purpose of teaching appropriate skills, rules, sportsmanship, and teamwork. Keep team parents informed about practice times, game times, locations, and all of their team functions. Recruit help from team parents as needed. The coach will remain the one person responsible for the team in communication with the program coordinator. So if you're not going to be there one week or you need help, do your best to get a parent there, someone there that can be present for the kids. And then just like it says, just coordinate that with us, and just so we're all on the same page. Abide by and encourage parents and team members to abide by the Sandy Parks and Recreation sportsmanship rules, as well as other league and facilities rules. Carry team roster with emergency contact and medical conditions at all practices and games. Do not give players or parents this information. We can provide a different roster to be handed out if needed, and you can contact us if that comes up, if that's the case. Report any equipment or maintenance issues at your game site to the site supervisor or to the Sandy City Parks and Recreation Program Coordinator. And then be punctual for games and practices. And the last and most important one, just have fun. That's the whole point of this. So make sure you're having fun. Macy and I were talking earlier. She said the number one reason why kids don't play sports anymore because it's not fun. And the number one reason why they do play sports is because they have fun. So it can make or break a kid's look out on sports. So just have fun. That's the whole point of it. So, and then just one more thing before I hand it back to Macy. So this is just some league information. So 2 practices, 8 regular season games, and then Monday, December 7th, that's the week that games start. Pictures this season, we're not doing like a scheduled, have a picture company come in and do that. We have these backdrops with, do they have the Sandy City logo, Macy, or is it Junior Jazz?
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped on the backdrops. I think they look good.
Awesome. Yeah, so they'll be at it'll say on your schedules when they'll be at your court, and they're just backdrops. You can go stand in front of them, take pictures, as a team or individual. And if you happen to miss your week, we'll have one here at Sandy Rec the whole season. So you could stop by, just in the middle of the day while you're working. You're welcome to go up there and take your picture, or just, one night when there's games going on, just feel free to stop by. So emergency contact info and medical restrictions. So this information is listed on your roster. Please carry it around with you everywhere you go when you're at the court. Sportsmanship. This is a recreation/instructional league. This program is designed for kids to have fun, learn new skills, and be with their friends. Please ensure that parents understand the importance of sportsmanship. Food and drinks. So in the past, we haven't allowed water bottles and such to come into the gyms. This year, the players can bring in water bottles, just they need to be with a lid that's not going to pop off. So they need like a twist on, non-spill, something that's not going to spill all over the floor and cause the game to stop, to clean up, and what we avoid in the past. But this year, just with drinking fountains, who knows if they're going to be working, not working, so they can bring in their own waters and make sure they're staying hydrated. Uniforms I talked about. Team roster, 9 players. And I think that is it. So I'll turn it back over to Macy.
Okay, I think I'm caught up on the chat, but we will still have a Q&A at the end if people have more questions. Okay, so concussion policy is the same as our other programs. If someone is believed to potentially have a concussion, they need to get a signed release form from a doctor turned into the office, not to the game site. If they take it to the game site, they're still going to be unable to play. They've got to bring it into the office for them to be cleared to be able to play. We're also discouraging snacks this year. If you must bring a snack, we ask that it be prepackaged, but we are discouraging snacks. And as a thank you for coaching, all of you will have a $5 credit on your account towards a future reservation or signing up for or registration. So yeah, I think we've covered it all. So if you have any questions, feel free to add it into the chat, and I will just call it out and talk about them on here. But that is it for our portion of the spiel. So you guys are good to go if you don't have any questions. But thank you for coming and thank you for coaching. We appreciate it, and we're excited that we get to play. And we will be playing as long as we are allowed to play. And if we get shut down, then we'll obviously do refunds. Let's see.
I saw one question in the chat about ball sizes for first and second grade. So first and second, 27.5 size basketball, and then third and fourth grade will use 28.5.
Yes, anyone who is a coach or is an assistant coach needs to do a background check and call in and let us know that they are going to be a coach. Practices start next week. They're going to be on your schedule that you'll get tomorrow, and games start the first full week in January, which is January 4th. Let's see, the first couple of weeks of practices are pre-sign up. So everything in December and your games are scheduled. If you want to sign up for extra practices in January, February, that'll be online starting December 16th, and or you can call in. Rosters you will get tomorrow. Most of our leagues are full. Unfortunately, we're not able, with the school district COVID restrictions, we can't add extra people to rosters. So if the league is full, it is full. Scorekeepers do get paid. It's it starts at $11 an hour. It's between $11 and $12 an hour. Team number just put in anything for the background check. You'll get your team number tomorrow, but for the background check, it doesn't really matter. You can just put any number in. Yeah, we do need refs. And so we are working on getting enough refs for everything. But if we don't get enough refs, we will need to have coaches help step in and ref for the younger kids. The best number to call, I will put in the office number. 801-568-29.
Typing that, I'll answer these other two. So ball size, 5th grade, 29.5. Tickets, there are no Jazz tickets this year. Just, they're going to be less stadium. I think I said that they are, but very limited. So what we did instead this year was the masks. So that'll be kind of emphasis, like a, thanks for being with our league. Sorry we can't do the tickets, but here's some swag from the Jazz. So
yeah, if something comes up with the Jazz and they are able to have people, they're going to let us know if they can have junior Jazz participants there, but so far it's a no.
Girls 5th grade, yes, same ball size for girls 5th grade, 28.5, or no, 29.5. I apologize.
And there will be training for refs. We're actually going to train the refs potentially during the December practices. So if you and another coach decide you want to scrimmage as part of your practice, even if it's like a 10-minute, 15-minute scrimmage, then we, if both of you agree, then we'll have some of our refs trained during that time.
And I apologize. The boys do, for 5th and 6th grade, boys are 29.5 and the girls are 28.5.
And the referee job that we are hiring for is it's referee/official 1. That's what you would have if someone wants to apply to be a referee.
Oh, did we mention the coaching $5 off, Lacey?
Yeah.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I must have missed it.
Okay, I'm thinking we're caught up on questions. If anyone has more questions, feel free to add them to the chat. Feel free to unmute. Okay. Rosters, rules, schedules, COVID guidelines, that'll all be emailed to you tomorrow. So just make sure you get your background check done. Click on that link tonight and fill it out real quick. A lot of leagues are full, not all leagues are full, and so you would just call into the office tomorrow and check on the specific grades. If you have like a neighbor or friend who wants to play, have them call in and check on the league to see if it's full or not. There are wait lists that they can get on, and so if someone cancels, then there's a potential to have them come on and play, but it just depends on the league if it's already full or not. So just to be clear, I will type this in the chat, but if they want to referee, it starts at $9 an hour and you would apply under the official/referee 1. If someone's interested in being a scorekeeper, they would apply as a site supervisor, and yeah, it's under there. Yes, we will send this recording. If we can figure it out and it downloads properly, we will send this recording tomorrow with your rosters and schedules and COVID guidelines and everything else like that. Any more questions? Yes, we're very glad the kids can play, and we hope that everyone
Yeah. Is this yours?
and guys
Did you make it?
keep playing.
Oh, real quick, when do we get jerseys again? Sorry, my kid was screaming.
No, you're good. The jerseys, we'll get them to you during one of your practices. They're supposed to come in this week. The shipment was a little bit delayed with COVID stuff, so they should be coming in this week, and then we can get them to you at December practice.
Awesome, thanks.
If you coached within the last year, do the returning coach background check. If you ever have a problem at the site and people are not cooperating with rules, masks, things like that, there is a site supervisor for every site, and we're trying to get one for every court. So talk to the site supervisor. They'll be able to help enforce some of the rules. It's everyone's responsibility to try to use social motivation to keep people abiding by the rules so we can keep playing. But talk to the site supervisors, and if it becomes a real issue, if they can't work it out, then we'll have to cancel the game if it's mass. They communicate with us daily, and so we'll be able to get in touch with them and keep working on solutions. If you did the non-returning background check, it should work even if you're a returning coach. But if it ends up being a problem, we will email you. But yeah, players do have to wear masks on the bench. If the players are actively playing or if the refs are actively reffing, then they do not need to wear a mask. Everyone else, including players on the bench, spectators, coaches, all have to wear masks. So I've had actually a few questions about practices and masks, and the same rules apply. So coaches have to wear masks during practices, and if players are sitting out during a drill or sitting out during a scrimmage, they have to wear masks while on the bench. If players are actively playing or actively practicing, then they do not need to wear masks. For the referee job, we work with people's schedules. We have games on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then evenings, and then all day on Saturdays. And so we work with people's schedules. So if they can only work one day, or if they want to work all the times, we're happy to have whatever they can do. There will not be extra masks provided if a player forgets theirs. We are providing Jazz masks for every player with their uniform, so they've got those. But we won't have additional masks like the paper kinds at the site. We won't have additional. Any more questions? No worries. We will send you a recording of this Zoom meeting and you'll get everything tomorrow. So you'll get the recording of the Zoom meeting, rosters, schedules, COVID information, rules, all that type of stuff. We're going to email it to you tomorrow. So if you don't get it tomorrow, then call in because it's likely in your junk mail or we have a bad email for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, if there are no more questions, we'll hang around for a couple more minutes, but if there are no more questions, we'll plan on being done.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
We're glad to have people who are willing to coach. It's awesome.
If a ref is needed, are parents ever allowed to step in and ref, or only coaches?
No, that would work. We just have to use the people that are already in the game. We couldn't have a
Okay.
Thank you for putting this together.
Yeah,
Thanks for coaching.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we're running out of our free Zoom version time. So I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting, but feel free to call in or email us if you have any additional questions. Thanks, everyone, for coming.
Thanks, everybody.